have to say about this.
Well, let me start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and squirrels, welcome to one of many podcasts on planet God dang Earth where we review anything and everything. Allegedly, it made it onto the. Oh, fuck! I was so close. I was so close.
You want to start over?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and squirrels, welcome to the only podcast. Nope. See, I just immediately go into Elite Eight Showdown every time when I start.
Which is fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and squirrels, welcome to one of many podcasts on planet God dang Earth where we review anything and everything allegedly from a comic book. This is Rundown Reviews on the Comic Book Rundown. I, of course, am the man who struggled through this intro. I am appropriate size Chuck, and I am joined once again by the host, editor, booker, and most importantly, a guy Ron knows. Joe, he might not know what happens when a frog gets struck by lightning, but he knows what happens when he sticks his dick in an outlet. Janero.
Funny enough, show, Joe. So there's a story with that.
Why did you stick your dick in an outlet, Joey?
What? Anyway. No.
Because he had to know what happens, and it's the same thing every time.
Yes, I am Joe.
Hello, over everybody. To the Patreon, patreon.com/professionalcasual. We're at the 301 tier. You can find out what I originally wrote that was too graphic. That I even said, formerly of Elite Eight Showdown, went, Tim would edit this out. That's, yeah, so head over there and find out.
Tim would.
On
the other hand.
Wait, listen, do you have this written transcript that I can...
if Tim is going to edit something out, you have to know how bad it is, because there's nothing Tim loves more than leaving things in that he was not supposed to leave in.
That is true. That is very true. Yeah. I do remember a couple Elite Eights where there was names that were said, and it's like, I should have said those.
Yep, 100%. Yep,
love it.
Yep.
And then also with us, of course, as always, is Ronald. How you doing,
Hey, everybody? I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready to burn the world down. But other than that, I'm pretty good.
Agreed.
This movie's not that bad, Ron. Don't let's not get started, okay?
So
you're about to attack one of the most important movies in my life, okay?
The movie,
and I will not sit here and take any shenaniganry.
Can I get you to stand up then, so I can get this over with?
So
that way you don't have to sit there and take it.
No.
We watched X-Men 2000 or from 2000. This, people like to say, is the beginning of the comic book, movie stuff. We've already talked about how Blade technically is the resurgence in the beginning of the comic book stuff. But this definitely had a hand in it.
For me, this was the start.
Well, and like I said, sure, same for me, because I didn't watch Blade in theaters. I did watch that years later on DVD. This one I definitely saw in theaters. And
this is legitimately my 89 Batman for Janero. Like, this was
It's gonna break your heart when we destroy it.
That's what okay.
Probably.
So when you said that in the chat, I got a little worried. I'm like, wait, did he mean like for him or for me? Because
no, this is
okay.
Probably both, honestly. But like, this is, let me paint the picture for you. It is like March of 2000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just shortly a year before 9/11, and we are getting geared up, ready to go into summer. Right? I am walking by one of the oldest movie theaters in like history in my town. Like, this is a national monument. That played one of the first talkies ever. Like, that's what it was known for. And it was called the Oniana 1 and 2. And on the side, they used to have like preview of like what's coming. And they would put like really old big name stuff on this like one side that was in an alleyway. So it was like impossible to see. And I looked over and I saw the poster, the teaser poster for this movie. And it was like just a big giant metal X with like Cerebro's light shining through it or whatever. And it said July 16th at the bottom. One day after my birthday, that this movie was coming out. And I legitimately almost got hit by a car running across the street because I could not believe the thing I was reading. And I bolt across the street, dodging cars, and I look at it, and I just like, whoa, they're making an X-Men movie. This is rad as hell. Because up until this point, I liked comic books. I didn't really read them, but my exposure was like cartoons. Like that was my exposure to the comic book culture. And I loved like 92, 93 animated X-Men. It was rad as hell. And right around this time, maybe it was after this, X-Men Evolutions came out.
I think it was after this.
Very close.
It was
It
right
made it
around this time.
2001. But yeah, it's
Right.
very close.
So, and the thing is I saw this movie in theaters. And the entire time just was amazed of how awesome it was. And it absolutely blew my mind. But, and I know I brought it up on the show before, is like during the summers, I would have like I'd watch the same movie every day for like an entire summer. When the VHS of this came out, I got it, I think for Christmas, I want to say, because I definitely ended up,
because it was out by then, yeah.
So it would have been the summer of 2001. I watched this movie every day. And I just thought it was it was the raddest movie I'd ever seen in my entire life. It had everything I wanted in it. Oh, it was at that time my favorite movie of all time. It was superheroes. It was like kind of adult. We had Rebecca Romaine Stamos looking just smoking hot, which like this was just hitting right at the right time for me. It was kind of edgy and dark. Like it was everything that I wanted in comics, and I didn't really understand the plot. And now going back and rewatching it, wow!
You realize it's because there isn't one.
Yeah,
that is
among other things.
Before we get actually into the movie, though, too far in, this was not on a streaming service, right? Did you guys watch it on DVD?
I watched it on DVD. I've got it on DVD. I need to upgrade it to a Blu-ray, but I need to upgrade all of my X-Men
and Chuck
Blu-ray and all stuff.
I rented mine off Prime.
Oh, okay. So the DVD menu for this
menu's bad.
They thought was like the bitchinest thing, because this is like, when DVDs were first making their and I didn't realize how fucking long I'd had this DVD until I knocked the dust off of it. Literally had to knock dust off of it.
Same. But I'm right there with you. Like I said, I'm transferring all of my Blu-rays. I'm upgrading to like the better quality stuff. And similar situation, I've got the old like slipcase DVD, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'll put this in. And it's not. I mean, I didn't like the DVD menu, but you're right. It's the 2000s.
But I'm just like, man, I forgot that this was actually like high tech for that time. Like, damn.
I remember I didn't get this on DVD. I ended up getting 2 copies of this on DVD. One was like they had like a special collector's tin version of it that I think came through like maybe exclusively FYE or something.
Something like that.
I had that and I accidentally put a dent in it. And I just couldn't believe that I had ruined this like gorgeous box. And then I had gotten it again because I bought like a 3-pack that came with X2 and X3 Last Stand.
Yep.
Yes.
But yeah, I was just like, God damn. I was like, is this going to be really how the movie sets its precedence for me? Is this really shitty menu?
See, the funny thing is, I overlooked the menu. Like that didn't bother me at all. Like it was annoying, sure, because it was so old.
Well, because you have to wait for it to go through the whole thing before you can just fucking hit play.
No, you don't. I went through it.
Mine wouldn't let me just move to the actual menu.
Do you watch it on your PS4?
Yeah.
I guess PS5 is better. I don't know.
It's almost like it's one number higher.
The newest edition of PS5's selling point, it'll let you skip ahead on old DVDs.
It'll let you get right to the menu.
So, you know what? Beginning of this movie, one thing I really had forgotten was that at one point in time, Anna Paquin was actually an innocent-esque person.
You are right, because I want to say it was after the second one is when she started her role on True Blood, right?
Yeah, once we finally got to see her naked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It only took 3 seasons, but we finally got there.
Also, the more naked she got, did the gap in her teeth get bigger also?
Yes.
Maybe.
Because like watching this, it's not that pronounced, but then like
they actually put in fake teeth to make it wider. Yeah. They had
those
to.
little-
It
get
was
those little
when she was a
vampire bits in there.
vampire.
So
Yeah.
speaking of
She couldn't get canines to come out, so she had to use her front teeth and just spread them later.
like a fucking vampiric bunny.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She went straight Nosferatu style. You know what I mean?
But speaking of openings, this opening was wonderful because you are
You would
introduced
say that. Damn.
to
You like seeing people put in a camp and separated from their families? It was wonderful, huh? You like seeing some kid cry and get knocked out by some big burly dude?
I hate you sometimes. You know that.
Here's the
No,
thing.
I know what you're talking
I didn't send Joe Ron my original intro, but he just nailed it right on the head.
God damn
Oh,
you
shit.
both.
Oh
No,
man.
like it sets the precedent for what we're going to be seeing. Like we're starting to see. Like we open up
Magneto is
with
the only
Magneto's
in-depth
kid.
character in that movie. You're right.
But not only that, but also with Rogue and her almost killing Wesker long before he needed to.
I thought that dude looked familiar.
That's what, yeah, because he's in like 5 and 6 or 4, 5, and
Something
6
like
of
that,
Resident
yeah.
Evil. But it's just you're starting to see, oh, okay, this is what mutants are. Like this is the beginning of this movie, and we're seeing how I don't even want to say dangerous, but like what these mutants can do. And then we get obviously the scene in the Senate or whatever, which
So one thing that's always kind of bothered me about X-Men's endless convoluted backstories and stuff is like it isn't until present day that they're constantly trying to take care of something. Like they're trying to take care of this problem of mutants being out of control and that we need to stop them and things like that. And it feels like I don't know. It's just like it doesn't. It's like why up until now was it either not a problem or they were just hiding that well that nobody
Oh,
could
it's
ever guess
actually
it?
because they're using the mutant things to hide the other bad stuff that they're doing in the background.
oh,
Kinda
so
like
like just normal politics. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But X-Men in general
True.
though have always been on that political wall. I mean, the reason X-Men were created was because in the 60s and
No, I
Martin Luther King
know
and all
that.
stuff.
Like I know
But
that's the reason, but like
No,
it
no,
always
what he's
just
saying
seems
is
like
But,
anytime
well,
they try to tell a story, it's always like current day this is a problem, not it's been a problem ever since and we're picking up at a point within that long arc story. It's always just like the movie starts or the story
you could
starts, it's
argue that
mutants are a
Days of
problem
Future
again.
Past, though, is because it's technically connected to this, has that and started that in the 60s, 80s, whatever Days of Future Past took place. I don't remember. You are correct. Like I see what
70s?
you're saying.
Maybe the 70s?
Maybe the 70s. I don't.
I don't
remember.
know. 60s,
We'll see
70s,
it.
somewhere
We'll
around.
see it. We'll see
Whatever.
it. It's on the list. We'll see it eventually. No, I get what you're saying. I get that it's a problem of convenience for the movie.
Yeah, and it often feels like throughout any of these stories as we kind of go with the X-Men stuff is just like they and especially when they start to do time travel and stuff, it's just like it's always seems to be a problem at the point at which it picks up, but it always makes it like this is the point of where it's now a problem. And even when they start time traveling later on in the other movies, and I know it's all a mess and none of it actually makes sense, much like the actual comic.
After once they do First Class, and then I think even Wolverine Origins, it starts to get like, well, this isn't lining up with this.
I thought Wolverine Origins was just like canceled canonically.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Deadpool went back and shot him, so it didn't happen.
Yeah, but we have to get Deadpool for that to be canceled.
Yeah, but it's the
still
time
happened,
continuum thing. It never happened because he stopped it from happening in the future.
Nope, that's not true because it's not that he stopped Wolverine Origins. He stopped Deadpool in Wolverine Origins. Wolverine Origins still happened.
Did he shoot
It's
himself
true.
before he made the Green Lantern then?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, that was my
He
bad.
stopped Green Lantern.
Okay, that was
But
my bad.
we still have to watch that.
Yeah, because he shows up at the end after they already did all the sewing his mouth shut thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, speaking of Wolverine, and so this is Hugh Jackman before he became Hugh Jacked Man. Like he looked so tiny in this.
I love seeing the comparison of Wolverine in 2000 in this movie, and then when they do Days of Future Past, Wolverine in the 80s or wherever the heck it was, and he's huge, and it's just like, well, that's okay.
Do you ever have those scenes that live rent free in your brain forever?
I mean, yeah.
Some, yeah.
So the scene where it's like him remembering, I think we're jumping ahead here, but I think it's when Charles like tries to tap his brain to figure out some of his past or whatever, and it's Logan running down. He busts out of the Weapon X program, and he's running down like a sewer naked, and he has his claws. And he just looks at his hands. He's just screaming, ah!
Yeah.
That scene forever lives rent free in my brain for whatever reason. It does kind of explain a lot of things now for me, but I don't know, but for whatever reason, every once in a while, just that scene pops into my head. And rewatching this, I just went, why this particular scene? I don't know.
Scene.
There's so many rad shit in this, and why is this the scene that's just forever burned in my head? It's Hugh Jackman screaming bloody murder, the fact that he has claws in his hands naked in a sewer. Like, it was weird, man.
If you go back through, I mean, even if you consider Origins, he had those bones claws the whole time.
The bone claws, but not the metal claws.
Yeah, but he would still know that
the whole point. Well, yes, but the whole point of Weapon X was that it.
I mean, to be fair,
charred his head and
he was in a sewer naked, and he looks down, and an appendage that he now had always thought was bone is now covered in metal. I can imagine, yeah, that would probably freak me out.
Wouldn't you rather be more excited than like,
No, not if it was non-consensual. If they were non-consensually, like,
but the thing is,
metal molding me. No,
we get that in Origins that he was consenting to it, and then he forgot.
Listen, we'll get to Origins. I have a feeling, unfortunately.
We'll get to Origins.
Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, and the dude that plays Toad, is that Darth Maul?
That is Darth Maul.
He actually does a little nod to it, because when he
grabs the thing,
he kicks the thing out of the door, he spins it around like Maul.
Well,
yeah.
Ray Park himself is a great martial artist. Like he
was G.I. Joe in the G.I. Joe movie too.
Well, I know Snake Eyes, yes, not G.I. Joe.
Oh, yeah. Did I say G.I. Joe? Snake
Eyes in the G.I. Joe.
There we go.
Not
G.I.
Joe,
which I unapologetically still love, because I'm a huge Joe fan.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that too.
But, of course.
If you're such a huge Joe fan, why do you always tell him that he's dead?
Okay.
He got you there, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I had that coming. I walked into that one. But we can all agree, though, casting wise, they nailed this, right?
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
this cast was amazing.
Like Hugh Jackman,
I would have nailed at least half the cast. Yeah,
super fair. Hugh Jackman is legitimately the perfect Wolverine.
If he was about a foot shorter, he'd have been the perfect Wolverine.
Correct. Well, but he still is a good.
No, he does a good job.
Wolverine.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%.
This is the movie that kind of put him on the map. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it was his first role, real role.
I don't think it was
first off, Les Mis put him on the map, but
Les Mis happened way after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't really matter. He didn't matter until we heard him belt out in Les Mis.
He's saying
that's what made him a household name. He was just the guy who played Wolverine, and then Les Mis came out, and then that won over all the 40-year-old conservative white women. I just like, oh my god.
I do unironically like Les Mis. I'm just saying that's a really good movie.
I'm just saying you're a 40-year-old conservative white woman now. I don't know what to tell you, Joey.
Totally not conservative.
No, that's what you are. No. If you like Les Mis, that's what you are. That's what I've decided. But Patrick Stewart as Xavier. I mean,
they couldn't have picked a better person for that role.
They couldn't have picked a better person.
I think
the
Stewart
fucking dork who plays Cyclops nails the idea that Scott's a cop. You know what I mean? Destroys this movie.
Dude, okay, so when Wolverine's talking to Jean and he's like, "Is this the part where you tell me to stay away from your girl?" And then Cyclops is like, "If I had to tell you that, she wouldn't be my girl. By the way, stay away from my girl." Was he admitting that she's not actually his girl?
I think so. That's the way I took it.
He was like, "Man, she just got to see this dude naked. What am I supposed to do about this? I guess I give up on her."
I will say, in the little trivia that I did actually look up before I saw that there was 200 things of trivia on IMDb, Ian McKellen, the role of Magneto, apparently also got offered the role at this time for Gandalf, and he had gone to Bryan Singer, the director, and was like, "Look, I know I'm on this thing. I really want to go do that too. Can we do something?" And Singer's like, "Yeah, I get it." So they actually moved all of his filming up earlier, and so that it ended by the end of the year. So in 2000, he can actually go to New Zealand and film Gandalf for the next year and a half.
Apparently, they had originally wanted Russell Crowe to be Wolverine too.
Did they?
Yeah,
I'm glad
Yeah,
they
he
didn't go
was
that
he
route.
was in the running for it.
I'm glad that didn't work out for whatever reason.
Dan DeVito was in the running for it
He
too,
plays
right?
an adequate bullseye.
Now, see, Danny DeVito would have been the right height for Wolverine, though.
But not the
That's
right
true.
size.
Honestly, go with me, and I don't know why I say this.
Okay.
Danny DeVito as Stryker could have been a really interesting role.
That might have been. Although I do like Brian Cox as Striker, though. He did a really good job.
I don't
Yeah,
disagree.
Joey does like Cox.
I said Brian Cox.
You like
Brian
Brian
Cox.
Cox?
Anyway,
Listen, whatever. We're not here to judge what kind of cocks you like, okay?
Yeah.
Just yeah. Oh, real quick, if I ever get a rooster for my chickens, I'm gonna call him Cock Lesnar.
nice.
Yeah, that's my
little
new
side note.
favorite. That's my new favorite thing.
Did you guys see Stan Lee in this?
No.
Is he in it? Did we
Yeah.
miss him?
So I didn't realize he was, and I'm watching it. And when Senator Kelly comes walking on the beach out of the water, Stan Lee is there. He's getting a hot dog from the vendor.
Yeah,
and he's
that's
just
right. I
looking
do
on.
remember
I'm
that.
like, holy crap! It's Stan Lee.
Oh man,
A very young Stanley. He's only like 94 years old in this movie.
I mean, we saw the first appearance of Stan Lee in Trial of the Hulk.
The
I
Trial of the
believe.
Hulk, because he was
Yeah.
part of the jury.
Yep.
Is
the
he
one
in
that-
Blade? Does he pop up in Blade?
He does not pop up in Blade.
Okay.
But
Wow.
I mean, we gotta be on Stan Lee watch from this point on, because I think he is in
He's in almost
darn
every
near
single movie.
everyone after this.
Yeah.
I think the Blade movies not so much, but like all the Spider-Mans, all the X-Men's, the Daredevil, he may be in Elektra. I don't remember,
I believe so.
but
I would.
There's only one other
Sure.
one where he's not. Maybe it's because he passed, but his head is like a bust in the back or something, or he's on or maybe I'm thinking the Netflix shows. He's like a poster or a photo or a bust or something. Am I thinking Daredevil? Maybe
I think I know what you're talking about.
he's like a police officer,
Maybe
something like that. I don't know.
I don't remember.
But the Stanley count now coming to the rundown reviews.
I mean, it's literally just a tick. Yep, he's in there. It's just a check mark.
Yeah. Well, and it also counts for the bingo. So
Cameos, yeah.
So both of you guys have seen the Boondock Saints, right?
Yep.
I unfortunately yes.
Okay, so
Fortunately.
Listen, I was forced to watch it in college because it was like the biggest fucking deal in college, and I didn't get it, but everybody else acted like it was a big deal. I don't know. I didn't care for it.
So there's that part where
I didn't get it.
Detective Greenlee goes through and talks about the serial crusher, right?
Mhm.
He was wrong. It wasn't a big, huge dude. It was fucking Toad. We watch him crush like 3 different guys in this movie.
One.
That's
We
true.
watch him crush one.
We hear him crush 2 more guys after that.
Yes. But
He
we
does crush
watch
a
him
couple guys.
one. I do count them as dying because we do see them like walk off screen, and then he jumps on them and kills them.
Do we know why we didn't get Blob in this?
No idea.
Probably because the CGI was shitty enough as it was. They didn't want to try to make.
You're telling me they couldn't have put a guy in a prosthetic?
They spent all their
In this
prosthetic
era?
money on Wolverine's hands.
He had like grips most of the time. Did you know that?
Whenever they were
Yeah.
out,
Yeah.
they were grips. But
Yeah.
No, I was talking about where they show him punching through the skin.
Oh,
The-
yeah.
that was
the-
a cool scene.
The terrible. That looked horrible.
Yeah, but in 2000 Charlie lost
2000.
his fucking mind. Okay,
Okay,
And-
that's fair, but
I
2000 Puck
literally-
was also what, 10 years old?
I was
Yeah, but 2000 Joe was 17. So
I
Yeah,
was
but that's also-
12 with my popcorn, losing my fucking mind, getting a nerd boner the size of. Well, you know, it doesn't matter how big it was. Okay, don't worry about it. The point is, okay, that I lost my mind between this Rebecca
even-
Romaine.
Even the first time I saw it, like, it looks like it's busting out of some like old person's like crusty old skin, because it just like punches through and it's just like
It's scarred up.
yeah,
it
no,
continually
but there's like
scars.
like But I don't know, just it was something about the way that like when they pop through, it literally reminds me of like I don't know, nasty like old wrinkly ball sack or something.
Mm.
Okay.
A reverse greasy meatball.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tim.
There you go.
Loves a greasy meatball.
But no, you're all right. Some of that CGI, especially toward the final scenes, was kind of wasn't the greatest. However,
You could tell that
CGI
they were pushing the limit of their budget
there at
like
the
towards
end.
the end. Yeah.
But like the CGI of Mystique transforming the people looked great.
No, that was
as
awesome.
hell. It still holds up.
Yeah.
Like
Because they use they still
to it,
use
but-
that same like idea in the newer movies too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, that looked awesome. That's where they did good on their budget, apparently.
Yeah.
But
That
like
one.
I did
Senator
not
Kelly
like
when Senator Kelly like dissolves, that looks crap.
No, when he was changing when he came out of the water though, that actually looked pretty good, but I think that was mostly
was he supposed to be a tadpole?
I don't know. Because they were basically saying that his body was rejecting it.
I thought it was just breaking him down into water.
Right there, exactly. So I don't think it actually was he was turning into anything in particular.
Like what happened was he fell into the water. He started
fell into a vat
evolving
of
to
water
get
and became a
through the
water
thing.
hydra.
So like his evolution started with him, falling through bars and into water. So they're like, oh, liquid. He needs to be liquid. So his body was like, yes, let's turn him into a fucking liquid. And he's like, I don't like this all that much. And then he messes all over Storm's boots, and she runs away.
After she rips his hand off.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Oh,
I watched her rip his hand off.
No, he allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Messed all over her boots and left.
Oh, dude,
you have to say allegedly until it's confirmed.
I remember hearing back in the day how Halle Berry was upset that her character of Storm did not get a ton of like scenes in this movie.
They don't do anything with her.
Even because the movie really revolves around Magneto, Wolverine, and Rogue. It's their movie.
I don't like saying it, but it's clear that she's the token diversity hire in this movie because literally look at everybody else.
Yeah.
It's a shame and it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? Because like Storm is such an important character,
and she's an Omega level fucking mutant.
Yeah, she's a big fucking
other
deal.
than Jean Grey, she's the strongest mutant there, and that's only after Jean Grey, unleashes her full potential.
Yeah, and we know that like it's very obvious that like the story progressing long term is the fact that Jean is becoming Phoenix. Like
I also hate that they tried it like 3 different times just in the main line and it failed every time. Like I wish after the second movie they would have actually stuck with that plot, whatever they were doing. But the problem was Bryan Singer left after the second movie to go do Superman Returns, and then they brought in I can't remember his name that did the third movie, and it just kind of went to shit.
I still have not seen Superman Returns.
Well, you'll watch it for this.
Is that the one with what's his nuts?
Brandon Routh. Oh, Kevin Spacey. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we gotta talk about it.
And with the shrinking guy from Legends of Tomorrow as Superman.
Yes.
The Atom. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
The shrinking guy.
Couldn't remember his name. All right.
But anyway, but Halle Berry was upset with how her role was really diminished in this movie. And then the second movie obviously was literally all about Wolverine. Then by the third movie, she was like, I want a bigger script. I want a better role. It just sucks that the third movie was just so bad that they shoved so much into that third movie that made it.
Beast was also supposed to be in the first movie. Did you know that? The original screenplay that they had put out for it, Beast was supposed to be part of the original. This first
with Angel as well.
I don't remember. I just know Beast for certain was supposed to be,
because that would have been guaranteed the first class, But we do see Beast in the second one. He's on the TV screen.
Yeah, he's in there for hot man. Hank McCoy for hot second. And it's not what's his name?
Kelsey Grammer.
Correct.
Kelsey Grammer.
But that's also. But speaking of that, though, like we see Kitty Pryde in this. We see Jubilee, Kitty, and Pyro.
Yeah.
And both Kitty and Pyro get their actors change. Well, Pyro's actor is a different actor in the next movie, and then later on, like same actor going forward.
I
Kitty is a
liked
different
this
actress
version
in
of
this one
Pyro.
and the second one, and then obviously we get Elliot Page as Kitty in the third one. So this, you say you like this version of Pyro?
Yeah, I love this version of Pyro. Like I liked the idea that like I've never understood why Pyro was never considered an Omega level threat. And they like really are like teasing the idea that he could be a fucking problem for
He's
people.
not an Omega level threat because he can't produce his own fire.
Right there. He has to have a lighter. He needs to, or even just
Yeah,
a
and then
spark.
the second he does, he could literally burn the fucking world down. All he needs is a spark. That's the whole point.
But that's the thing is that Iceman tops him because
No, it
Iceman.
doesn't.
No, 100%. He literally tops him. You have to go back and listen to one of our other episodes. But at one point in time, they are gay together, and we decided
That's a
that.
Patreon episode, if I'm correct. The one Patreon episode we put out.
It was. That's right. Because we were talking about the game
We're talking
pieces
about
for Marvel
Pyro and
Crisis Protocol.
Blob, I believe.
Rhino.
Right? Was there?
No, it was Blob. It was Blob. If it was it for MCP.
Yep.
Yeah, they
Those are the
put
two that came out
Blob.
from-
They
yeah.
put Blob and Pyro out together.
So we did a little.
But
thing
anyways, we decided that because the comic book version of Pyro is Australian, he's already down under, so he's a bottom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's fair. I'm pretty sure everybody from Australia is bottom. So, shout out to Quinn. But like, I like the idea that like all he needs is a lighter. Like he doesn't like. I always hated in the comic book and in the cartoon that he had to carry like a gigantic fuel tank on his back. Like he doesn't need that. He just needs like a flick. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, 100% exactly.
like
But
I
he still
liked
can't
this
produce
concept.
it himself like everybody else can. You know, like
Yeah, I know,
Iceman
but like,
produces his own ice.
but he like
Cyclops
Magneto
produces his own really shitty looking beam in this movie. I don't care what anybody says. That was terrible graphics for the optic blasts for Cyclops.
They were just trying to do it fast. Like that's they were hoping that you wouldn't notice.
This was only one step better than the laser beam we got in the Fantastic Four.
Don't. Oh, okay. I thought you were going to bring up something else. I'm not. We don't talk about that movie.
Okay.
Don't you bring it up? Don't you bring up lasers from movies we reviewed?
Oh, that we have reviewed. Okay.
Yeah.
That might give me a hint. Look,
don't you?
It's already on my head.
Don't you ruin it?
But yeah, that scene with Cyclops in the train station. I know it's like actually a quick, like the visor comes off and he's looking up and it tears the roof off. I appreciate that it doesn't go on very long. Like he actually closes his eyes, but at the same time, the minute the visor comes off, why did you keep your eyes open for as long as he did?
He was trying to see who stole his visor. Okay.
Okay.
Who did it? Who?
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you've got a really good point there. You know what they need in this is they should have had a scene with a danger room in it, which apparently this was supposed to in the original.
Supposed to, yeah.
And then
we don't actually
seen
get the danger room
sucks.
until the third movie.
And then we could have seen that Cyclops sucked in the danger room, and then we would have understood why he kept his eyes open after his visor came off.
Yeah, it's
also
it's one of those I'm going to keep track of because I guarantee there was a point, I think in the next movie where his visors come off again, and he just like, oh, what am I doing? Oh no, oh okay. I don't know. Also, why was his visor so fucking huge? Like they're literally like headphones over his eyes. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, sorry, that looked like Chuck was trying to hand something through to you through the screen. You're like, and then you had like notes like, oh, this is why they did that.
No, I couldn't remember if something I love was in this one or even though I just watched this movie. That's what little kids will do to your brain apparently when you have to spend hours with them on Easter and they force feed you candy. But I couldn't remember if it was an X1 or X2.
Well, Cyclops' visor in the comics though has like the big side pieces that
it actually is
that though. Like it's just
maybe that's what they needed to hold it onto his head for the movie.
But we see later on. I want to say in the next one, it's definitely a lot smaller. And
that's because it happens later on and technology gets advanced.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're not wrong.
They have to resculpt it.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if you know this, but Tim also has Optic Blast, and his is just a pair of sunglasses with like a visor on it that is not only uncomfortable, impossible to see through. So,
Nice.
yeah, he actually can't see anything. He drives to Chicago 13 hours with no help with those things on, and has yet to kill somebody. So,
I mean,
That's
I guess
impressive.
that's good.
yeah. Shout.
So we saw when Wolverine woke up and he starts running out of the in the underground and all the stuff. We see suits in cases again. I don't like seeing suits in cases. I get this is after the in Batman stuff where we see him have old suits in the cases. I think because Batman Beyond came out in '99. This came out in 2000. Comics wise, he had like Robin's suit in the case constantly, but like I don't like seeing the suits in the cases. I think that was just stupid.
No, that's fair.
Why?
And because they put it in every
Yeah,
fucking
nothing.
superhero
Yes.
movie.
Okay.
Any
Yeah, but
superhero
like,
movie,
it looks cool.
except those suits really didn't look cool.
Okay, first off, watch your language. Second off, as we all actually know, this was, of course, after Power Rangers Zeo, where they had the original suits in the background.
Correct.
And then again in Turbo.
So yeah, again, and maybe because I'm currently watching Zeo for Ranger Alliance over on my other network.
Yeah, how's that going for you?
And I see that all the time. Well, how's that going for me? I don't remember anything. That's how it's going for me, Chuck. I watched that when I was a kid, and I remember jack shit.
Zeo is a fucking weird mess.
I don't actually think you could have watched Zeo as a kid, Joey.
It came out in 90.
It was 96, 95, 96?
96, 97.
Zeo was?
Yeah. Yeah, Zeo, yeah.
Oh god, for some reason I thought that
Rangers
was
start in 93 and they have 2 seasons.
They had 3 seasons, sir.
It's 2 seasons. It's just an extended version. I will fight you.
I'll go grab the fucking disc. I got them right over there. There's 3 seasons.
That is a bullshit 3rd season. That's actually just the 2nd season. And it was an absolute fucking mess because they ran out of.
No, they did.
Well, everybody was leaving the show.
It was bad. And then you have Alien Rangers, which is technically a 3.5 because it's only 10 episodes.
It's a special standalone story. All right. First off, X-Men is okay. Can we talk about Rebecca Romaine Stamos?
Okay, actually, I was gonna bring that up before he brought up the stupid suits. So all I'm saying is that if I was in a helicopter and my boring ass assistant turned into this banging hot chick that was basically naked, the first thing I would not do would be to scream. I'd probably throw on the
and it's gonna give her disease.
I'd be like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah, Rebecca.
And then I'd let her kick me in the face still.
That this version of her, just in this movie, I think is the best version of her. I never liked any of Jennifer Lawrence's versions of her.
I always personally loved the cartoon look where she's got the skull
suit.
Yeah, like the little like.
I mean, of the live action version.
Okay, that's fair. Because
I
want to see.
I
want to see a Mystique.
Is pretty solid.
I want a Mystique in one of those TikTok dresses. You know, the like kind of just has that one flap in the front.
Ooh,
like that's what I want for my movie.
Yeah, fair. I mean, super fair. We don't ever get that though.
No,
but
that's what I want. No,
because I think after the first, I'll say after the first Origins movie, when Mystique is part of the X-Men, they have suits on, so you never actually see her
first class
in this body.
Right.
Yeah, first. Yeah, sorry. Did I say first X-Men?
Yeah, that's because she doesn't actually get liberated out of her costume until her and Magneto start fucking full time.
Accurate.
Well, I think it's also one of those things where
and then he progresses away from her like, and then he progresses away from her like 50 years.
Jennifer Lawrence at that time had a little bit of star power because of Hunger Games, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm not going through all that makeup anymore. F that."
I mean,
Rebecca Maine did it.
That's fair, but I still want to see Jennifer Lawrence naked.
Definitely.
So
no, that's fair.
Yeah. It is kind of weird that, like, I do kind of appreciate that they did essentially do like naked version of her, because it actually like just makes sense. Because if she was just wearing clothes, it wouldn't transform with her.
And I think that might have been the argument. I think that's why they
Yeah.
did it the way they did it. But we've also seen multiple different, versions, not just of Mystique, but of shapeshifters that they just do that. I think
Mhm.
clothes is like they can shapeshift clothes onto them.
Right.
So it's no different than, I mean, she shifted into a ton of other people. Also, why was everybody shocked at the very end when it was
That's
revealed
true.
that Senator Kelly was Mystique? It's like you literally watched him die in front of you. Like,
Because nobody believes Storm because she was a minority.
wow.
Accurate. Actually, no, that's accurate. No, that's canon until further notice. Yep.
Except for the fact
That's
that
how the show works.
you've got
Yep.
two mind readers, two of the most powerful mind readers in the room. But okay, I guess.
What if she's
Look,
got to have something though? Like she must have done something, like learned how to block them out or something. Okay.
Well, I meant Storm being able to, like, those two
yeah,
reading
she could
Storm's
make
mind
helmet out of
and
her.
watching it happen. But yeah, well, yes, especially once you get through the
Oh, another fun
other
fact though.
cast and all that.
So another fun fact that I actually looked up. Yeah, this guy here. I did things. Um, One of the people that was stunt doubling for um the claws that he had that he'd used, the prop claws, actually had sharp points on them and actually did stab somebody with them. Like not bad, but bad enough to like hurt them.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's actually kind of rad.
There's a
Are you guys still there?
yeah, it's lagging like fucking crazy for me too.
Lag.
Yeah, you're lagging pretty hard. Yeah, you're lagging.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
Well, like I know I think dropped like once or twice, and
We don't know.
I don't know.
Must be
We
him.
keep going.
Oh,
Oh, I
also,
plan on
I
it.
don't. Did anybody else get the vibe from Cyclops after Xavier uses like Cerebro to when it fucks him up after Mystique fucked up Cerebro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, did anybody else get that vibe that Cyclops was going to kill Xavier? Don't worry, I'll take care of everybody if you don't come back. And then holds a pillow over his face.
No, I didn't get that vibe, but that's interesting. Okay,
I could see it. I could see
I can
it.
see it, but I just think
Like
of that
I mean,
vibe.
when
he's
he's
a
talking
cop,
to him and nobody else
so
is in the room, and he's like Xavier's passed out on the table, and like Cyclops walks up to him and he's like, "Professor, are you there? Don't worry, I'll
Oh,
take care of everyone." And like I just
okay,
like in my head,
that's
I
fair.
just see him grabbing the pillow and just like
That's fair. Okay, I can follow you on that one then.
Shh, sleep now, Professor.
Wow.
It's time for me to be in charge. I'm number one on the team.
That does sound like a Cyclops thing. Um, yeah. Oh, the other thing I have is during the final fight when Wolverine is fighting Mystique, and she turns back to Mystique, and then backwards spider crawls up the pipe. What the fuck was up with that?
yeah. That's
That's a
actually.
really
I
great
mean, I
question.
think that they're trying
But
to
if you
play
think
off
about it,
that
Mystique
she's
is
extremely
Nightcrawler's mom,
acrobatic.
so you know how they
Sure.
could really show me she's extremely acrobatic?
How?
Oh, wait.
Uh-huh. Anyway,
Joey, if I have to explain,
I was
Is
anyway
I think
is
we
it
lost Joey.
canon that Nightcrawler and Mystique are
in
related?
the comics. It is
No, I know, but not in canonically in the
not in the
film.
show,
Okay, all right, I wasn't
not in
sure.
the movies. I don't think it's been a while since I've seen
I don't.
I
Yeah, I
the
don't
don't
rest
know.
of
think.
them.
I don't remember it. I don't remember that being a thing through most of it. But
All right, before we continue on,
I'm pretty
hey,
sure
Ron,
that he was the bastard child of Mystique and Beast. Yeah.
well, it was bastard child of Mystique and Azrael, but anyway, Azazel, whatever. Because you are so out of sync with Chuck and I, you want to log off and come back on real quick?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, I can kick you out. It's not hard.
You want to go ahead and hit leave
Yeah,
studio.
I'm trying to do it though.
It's the big red X at the bottom of the screen. Oh, thank God he's gone. Jesus.
No, I don't know why. Like I don't get why it happens. I don't.
Might just be his internet.
Possible. Very possible. Alrighty.
Not gonna edit this out, are you? Just leave it
Actually,
in.
I might edit this out since we're not really talking. Here we go.
I mean, I can talk about some of my like actual favorite scenes in this movie, and it's actually kind of funny that they're my favorite scenes because they don't actually mean anything.
Okay, what's some
Like-
of your favorite scenes in this movie?
Easily, so the scene where Logan gets torpedoed out of the car because Sabretooth threw
That
a tree in
scene
front of him.
Makes
That
he's
scene
driving
is
like what,
wild.
20 miles per hour?
Yeah,
He
in
goes, like, 50
snow, like
yards?
he doesn't drive in snow, even though he's living in Alaska or some shit,
Canada.
or Canada, or wherever the fuck he is, and he gets torpedoed out of that damn car. And I remember that happening and it blowing my mind. I was like, holy shit! Hugh
Plus, he
Jackman just got
landed.
launched
I
out
mean,
of
I
the
guess
car.
the reason he got the scar was going through the windshield, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I didn't.
Joey, have you ever gone through the front window of your car? You're gonna get a scratch or two, bud. That's how it
Well,
works.
I haven't. Knock on wood.
You don't even have to go through the window.
Yeah.
You'll still get big fucking cuts and scratches. So
Accurate.
true.
I can tell you because I was strapped in and I rolled my car 3 times and drove into a tree, and I got beat up a little bit. Yeah.
You know what's
Yeah, so-
funny?
well,
have
Chuck, you
been
probably
in
shouldn't
multiple
hit your car into trees
Yeah.
because that hurts people, Chuck.
I'm aware. Yes. Yeah. It wasn't my. Here's the thing. Wasn't my intention. I just didn't realize my foot was still on the accelerator after I rolled the car 3 times and it landed back on the wheels still. So
wait, that was after you rolled the car. See, I thought you hit the tree and rolled the car.
no.
You rolled the car 3 times and then hit a tree.
Yeah. So I hit a patch of black ice, fishtailed around
Ooh.
an oncoming car, went into a ditch, torpedoed up out of the ditch, rolled the car 3 times because it was in the ditch, landed back on the wheels, did a 180, and drove directly like cheese wedged into a tree.
God damn.
Yeah. And I walked out of it with a broken clavicle and a strained sternum and a couple of concussions and cuts and stuff.
See, where were the
Yeah.
dash cams back in those days? Damn.
Yo,
Right?
that
Jesus.
I would have absolutely every day send it to everybody on Instagram if I had that dash cam. Just every day, you guys would just get the same fucking clip of me just rolling my car. Just be like, here you go, guys.
And all you hear is, "Oh
Right.
shit! I think I just pissed my pants."
Uh-huh.
All right. What else do we want to talk about with this movie?
I like the
How about the
little
terrible
nuances.
dialogue?
I mean, yeah, okay, terrible. The dialogue was campy.
But it wasn't
I thought
even
it was-
fun campy. It was just like trashy campy.
I
But
mean,
how else am I going to know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning, Ron?
We still don't know. 'Cause
Yeah,
you know what
the same
happens
thing
when
every time.
things get struck with lightning? Sometimes they die, sometimes they don't. Sometimes anything magnetic or metal on them gets slagged into their skin. Like sometimes they get fucking...
turn into glass, like sand. I didn't see Toad get turned into glass.
Sometimes it energizes your suit
you
up to
have-
400%, and then you get to blast everybody with it.
There you go.
Do you have Toad on the kill count?
I do. Because he
So
does
she
not come
kills.
back.
So we have a hero kills.
Hero
Yeah.
kills.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
in the bingo also.
Bingo.
That's messed up.
She's the only one that killed. Speaking of kill count, I mean, I know we're not really.
You
at
know
that point
why?
yet. This only
because
8.
Ray Park had a
deaths.
bigger part in the movie than she
7
did.
deaths.
Yeah.
Not wrong. But no, there's this is under 10 deaths in this movie, and that's including a bird that Toad ate. So
I'm glad you included the bird. I was actually going to ask you about that when you got to your kill count. So
yeah.
hey, surprise,
Nope.
we got the kill count.
No, well, I didn't get a full number, sort of. I did, but whatever. Yeah, no, I really don't really have anything else.
I
Here.
took so little notes for this movie that I'm actually
I
kind of sad.
enjoyed watching this movie, man. Like it just rewatching
See,
it was just
I
made me
was
happy.
really bored with this movie.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what it was, but like I remember liking the movie a whole hell of a lot when it first came out. I even remember, like,
That was also 23 years ago.
yeah, it's fair. And God, I think actually, dude, I don't remember the last time I've watched this. Like,
Like I was trying to think as well. It's been over a decade since I've watched
yeah,
this.
I think it was when the kids were still like little, like probably before 2010.
And I've seen it, like I've definitely seen bits and pieces on TV, like it'd be on TNT or FX or something, and I'd just turn it on and watch a scene or two. But excuse me, watching it from start to finish, it has been so long. A couple moves at least.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's like it's all nostalgia, but like it's in my brain, it still holds up because like for the era that it came from, and yeah, lines are campy. Everybody remember, like I remember thinking it was so cool when Wolverine walks through the metal detector and it goes off, and then he puts the claws through it and then pulls it out, and then like middle finger claws like Cyclops. I was like, he's so badass. And
But
now
see,
I
that's the thing. He wasn't sending this to Cyclops. He was sending it to Jean, as in like, hey.
Maybe. And Scott was just like, no, me
Okay, let's
first.
go.
Okay.
See, but this is the problem. Okay, like for as open minded as the X-Men are supposed to be, if they were really open minded, Cyclops and Wolverine could have just shared Jean.
That is accurate. Non-monogamy is a very popular thing, and there's no reason why, they need to just shackle themselves down.
Unless they're into that.
Maybe. I mean,
So-
that's kind of what they're fighting against, I think, but
I don't know,
a lot of the time.
Jean could do like the psychic shackles.
Hmm.
Like, you gotta admit, that'd be a pretty hot dominatrix right there. She's already got the
Yeah,
leather suit.
Not wrong on that one
Affordable,
either.
realistically. You don't have to, not a lot of upfront investment. That's nice. I like kinks on a budget, it's
Yeah,
really
no,
fun.
absolutely. That's why I make all my own implements.
Exactly.
That is very
Mayonnaise.
true as well. So,
Anywho,
I was I'm not gonna say sad because he didn't really do much, but the actor that played Sabretooth, um I feel bad because we don't get him again as Sabretooth. Like he survived,
well,
I think,
that's because they changed Sabretooth from just a big dumb guy that doesn't say anything to a person with lines.
in Origins. But then even that, like we don't get anything past that. We've only got
Yeah, that's
Sabretooth
true.
twice in live action. And
Maybe it's because they made him.
Is he not in? He's in X2.
No, he's not.
You know?
I'm pretty
think so.
certain he's not.
I thought that's when they switched over to the other dude, no?
No. The other guy, Liev Schreiber, I think is who it became, was in X-Men Origins, Wolverine Origins. And that again took place in 85. So we don't see the fact that he goes from that to the Sabretooth in this movie, and then they were brothers there, but not here. Like when we get to the prequel,
there's
movies,
not enough. There's no
things start
canon to
get
an
bad.
X-Men story.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
just-
shocked by this, Joe.
I know, and it just it's terrible.
Is it just me though, or did Sabretooth give off really rapey vibes towards Storm?
100%.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I didn't know what was going on there. It was really uncomfortable.
I don't know. I
It's
don't
kind
know.
of weird.
No, other than that, I've got nothing else. You guys have anything you want to quickly talk about?
So the senator's talking about like when he's trying to convince somebody to sign like his mutant registration bill.
Yeah.
He was like, "Come on," he's like, "You're all for, gun control." He's like, "Think about these kids that have like 10 times the firepower of a handgun, and that's like having guns in schools. And I just want to get these weapons out of our schools." And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a real senator. Come on.
Well, a real senator in nowadays in 2000, I think they may have been like that.
No,
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention
No.
to politics.
they weren't going to do it after Columbine. They ain't doing it in 2000.
Yeah, but Columbine was 2001. No, Columbine
No, it
was
was 98.
Columbine was 98.
96,
I'm pretty
98.
sure it was 98.
Yeah, it was really early.
No, really?
Hold on.
Yep.
Let's
I
get
like
our
how we're all
fact
looking up.
checkers on it. Unfortunately, we actually acquired Elite Eight Showdown's fact checkers, and so that's why we have to do all this work ourselves.
99. So,
I was
April
close.
20th of 99. So right around the corner,
Okay.
guys.
Shit, I thought it was. Damn. Okay. Yeah. No.
Interesting.
Okay. Well. Yeah. But then that would be. I mean, there was always shootings constantly, but that would definitely be the beginning of a shooting practically every year in school, and then now it's like every other month. So, yay, the advancements we've had.
It is interesting to me that they're like, oh, the mutant threat is such a problem, and yet they don't reference the fact that guns exist really in this universe at all.
Except for when the gun,
except for
that. Yep. Go ahead.
Magneto and his you Homo sapiens and your guns.
I do say that scene was pretty cool.
That's see, there's like a lot of like really neat little rad scenes I love, like that scene, and then the scene with like Mystique and she like lures like his guard or whatever into the bathroom, and he thinks they're gonna bang in the bathroom, and then she kicks the shit out of him. And in is that number 2?
That's the second one. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have probably
I always think this is in the first one. I just watched this movie literally the other day.
I got nothing. I don't know. But I do. But that's
I swear to God, I watched this scene.
That is a scene that lives rent free in my head because it's hot Rebecca Romaine Stamos in the bathroom. Just saying. It's crap.
You can actually just say Rebecca Romaine Stamos. It means the same thing as hot.
Why do I always think
it's Rebecca Romaine now?
I don't know why.
Yeah, you're right.
I swear, maybe I watched 2 by accident.
Did you watch both of them? Like, did you just watch them back to back and not realize it?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I did fall asleep during like the last 10 minutes of this, but it was late.
You did say you watched the first one every day for a summer. Did you watch the second one as well? Like, did you do that as well?
No. So that's the thing. I actually didn't like the second one all that much. We'll get into it when we get there. But like,
it's not too far away.
I remember the second one came out when I was friends with a lot of Joe Janeros of the world.
That almost sounds insulting. What?
It was meant to be. Yeah, just like giant nerds who were super cynical that if it didn't follow the comic book to a T, it was garbage. So,
see, Joey's actually not like that.
I'm actually not like that. What the fuck?
Listen, I don't hang out with you enough, Joe. I just make assumptions.
Yeah, thanks.
He actually likes the DC.
Joe, you stick your dick in an outlet. How am I supposed to like? I don't want to hang out with you.
That's a shout out to the earlier in the show.
Anyway, let's go ahead.
Bring me on, boys.
Get to the. If we have got nothing else, let's go ahead and get to our ending stuff.
Let's do it.
Start out with the kill count.
So what's our kill count there?
Mentioned it earlier. There are 7. 1 bird, and then the rest are just random people.
And Toad.
Well, Toad's in there. Yeah, he's random with his like
but
2 lines in the movie. He had more lines in this. He had more lines in this than he did in Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Because that wasn't him doing the voice in Phantom Menace. So, yep. All right. So on to bingo.
So, unexplained science, comic book logic with the whole, being able to use magnetism to change people's DNA.
That was weird.
Inability to control power. We have an origin reveal because we find out where Magneto came from.
Mm-hmm.
We have a cameo and we have hero kills. I was looking for it, but I did not see any product placement in this.
I think when Senator Kelly's on the beach, there was some stuff.
Wasn't there a Pepsi? I feel like there was a
I
Pepsi.
thought
I
there's like a
must not
Pepsi or
have
a
been
Coke.
watching the screen right there because I also missed Stan Lee in that part. So like that whole scene must have just like vacated the premises for me.
That's fair. You see a giant jelly blob man, so makes sense. All right, so on to Spawn Cape Continuum.
I mean, for me, this still holds up. I mean, yeah, there's some stuff that no. Okay, I
would argue
your
the
gripe with the
majority of
claw.
it holds up. Not there's still some bad parts, but majority.
Okay,
of
I don't think the laser beam looked bad personally, especially in
I
comparison to
also
other
think
things that we don't speak of.
The rocks crumbling in after he blasts the roof off the train station also looked like garbage.
Comic book logic, whatever. Don't worry about it. Like it's fine. That was also like shot in a real life like. That wasn't a set. Like they shot that on location, and I can't remember where specifically it is.
Somewhere
like
in northern
Canada, probably. I mean, that's where they shoot most of these movies.
Maybe it was Canada. I know that they actually shot it like somewhere specific. Does but Mystique transformation absolutely so amazing. The bullet drilling
100%.
into the dude's head still fucking amazing.
Yep.
Like
I'll agree with
there's
that
so
also.
many good things in this that like for me it's like I don't know 26 and a half Spawn capes out of 26 and a half. You know what I mean? Like it's good. Like it holds up.
Yeah.
I think it's rad as shit.
Okay. Well, that brings us to our score then.
If anything, the prosthetics look worse than the CGI does. Like I think Sabretooth.
But no, I'll agree to that. But when Wolverine's on top of the Statue of Liberty, and he does the little claw spin around thing around the fucking
that was amazing because we hadn't had
like garbage. I mean, for its time,
he did
it was
tornado
great.
claw. Do you know what that did to little old me after playing Marvel superheroes for I dumped buckets of quarters into that game, and I finally got a tornado claw. Are you kidding me? This is everything I wanted and more. The only thing I hate, honestly, the only thing that I didn't like about this movie are the suits. Because I hate the idea that they are a team and the suits look stupid.
Well, and I don't get why they were so adverse to not having the classic suits or even just a version of the suits from the comics.
See, I would have been okay with the classic ones, like where they were all wearing like the same colored, like the blue ones or whatever.
Like from the TV show, from the cartoon animated series.
I was talking more along the lines of like
First Class.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, where it's all at least like that makes sense.
Like when the X-Men came out in the first comics and they all had like the blue and yellow like singlet basically looking things.
Okay.
Like I could have understood that, sort of.
I'll be honest, this movie doesn't date itself until like those suits come out because those are such a 2000 look. Like that kind of like we're trying to be futuristic and sleek and like and design and the only difference that separates all of us is that we all have thin different like streams of color running through our suits. Cuz like I think Wolverine has yellow, Scott has blue, Jean had red maybe. Storm I think had white. Like if you look carefully, they all have like a different color.
Like it was almost like the threading on them or something.
Yeah,
or like
something.
a piping type of thing.
Yeah. Okay. But outside of that, I thought they were rad. But this is like the start of every suit needs to look like armor, not look like a suit.
See, even are you just referring to comic book movies in general, or just
yeah? No, comic book movies in general.
Because I would argue Spider-Man's coming up very soon, and that didn't look like
I know. And I know a lot of people say that, but I always thought that they were trying to make it still look like armor with the style that the webbing was.
I will admit that I hate the webbing on the costume in those movies. Like, I think it looks ridiculous.
I don't know why it exists. I don't know what they were trying to go for. And my only assumption is that they were trying to imply that it's actually like a thin, like flexible armor, was how I always took it. So, and we'll get into Green Goblin at that point too. But anyway,
but see, what really pissed me off though is we could have gotten, fuck me Johnson Johansson. What the hell is her name?
Famke Janssen.
Huh?
Fuck me Johnson.
Oh. Yeah, what's her name?
Femke Jensen.
Yeah, fuck me Jensen. We could have.
That's not Julia Roberts.
No. You really thought it was Julia Roberts?
I like literally until this moment I have always thought that was Julia Roberts.
No.
Do I not actually know who Julia Roberts is? Wait, hold on.
She was also in Golden
James Bond.
Eye.
Yeah, Goldeneye. Yeah, because I would have let her crush me with her thighs too. But anyways,
yeah.
But we could have gotten her, and
they look identical. What are you talking about? It's the same woman.
Put your glasses on, sweetheart.
No, they're the same. It's the same person.
Anyway,
but we could have gotten Halle Berry in a skin tight suit. Because, like, don't get me wrong, their suits are skin tight, but it's also like the leather pleather shit, so it like dulls features and like softens curves. And I want the curves to be like, I wanted them to look like 90s cartoon. No, I wanted 90s cartoon Rogue. Okay.
Well, fair.
Dude, all right, look at it. Even like, I don't think there was an unattractive X-Men in the 90s cartoon. Jean looked smoking hot in her little skin tight bodysuit. Storm looked banging hot with all the little pieces of her outfit missing. Actually, I guess hers was a full white suit in that one, wasn't it?
Look, I always thought they were missing as well, but no, that's actually a full body suit.
Yeah. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Oh, see, Joe, you notice how he skipped over Jubilee because she was a child? Did you notice that? I just context for other shows, like check out the archive. But
fuck off. Anyway.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to be doing our ratings here.
Rating. So Chuck, what would you give this score out of 10?
Knowing that this is one, like I say, this is my 98 Batman, right? Like I remember watching it and thinking, okay, I've seen so many superhero movies at this point. This is the start, and you can tell where they planted a lot of good things, but there's a lot of like rough stuff in this. And I acknowledge that and I accept that. However, my score is not going to reflect that, and I still give this an 8.9.
Nice.
Like it like to me, because all
is
of
it
the
an
things
8.9 because it's your 89 Batman?
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, kinda. But like everything that I loved about this movie still holds up in my brain. Like, and there's no plot. The plot doesn't make any sense. How did he build that fucking machine in the torch of the Statue of Liberty? Literally doesn't make any sense. Right? But like, I will forever love the concept that he just bound all that metal around them to trap him and then forced Scott to turn his face. You know what I mean? And like point and made him like a weapon against Jean. Like, you know, like things like that. Like the little things that they put in this movie that made Magneto look rad, that made even Wolverine look rad at the time. Mystique, super rad, and plays a really intricate part throughout this entire rest of the series. And then gets ruined when we get to First Class.
Yeah. Well, you can also say she was nerfed in Last Stand as well. Like she gets her powers taken away, and then we don't see her until maybe the very end. I don't even remember. But yeah, no, you're right.
But like Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier and does like a phenomenal job of it. Of this character who is inherently flawed, who's inherently a very bad person trying to do something good and doesn't know how to, and only gets worse as we go. Like, and that's my stand. I will forever stick to it that Charles Xavier is a horrible person and Magneto was right the whole time.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. And Pyro was fucking dope. And I'm glad that we didn't get Iceman in the first one.
But we got...
I'll agree to that also.
Well, anyway.
We didn't really.
We did, but we didn't. Yeah. And we got Pyro, but we didn't. So, yeah. Ron, what do you got?
All right. So, like I said, I like this movie when it came out. I liked it a lot. It was great. You know, X-Men movie, fantastic. again, like Chuck said, no plot. So many plot holes that it looks like a fucking hillbilly took a shotgun to it. But there were some things that were still great. If first off, we got a team movie of superheroes. We got, I mean, I would have liked to have seen them do it with the actual First Class, which would have been cool. Like, if it would have been, Cyclops, Jean, Beast, and Angel. Like, that would have been cool for them to start off with. But Wolverine has always had, like, ever since like
And
the
Iceman.
early '90s. I said Iceman, didn't I?
I don't remember. You may have.
Oh,
Mr. Frosty.
Yeah, when he still looked like a snowman.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, fuck, I don't even remember what I was saying now. Oh, but Wolverine, like got this like huge like surge of following, so they had to put him in the movie, and then ended up making him the star of basically the next 3 movies, uh, 2 movies, whatever.
But
But
he was rad. Like, he
Well,
was
that's
rad.
yeah,
well, and
Hugh Jackman
that's
does an
the other-
amazing part. Like,
Well, not only
and he
that,
really
but
does.
Wolverine
And
himself, he like him, Colossus, Storm, and I can't remember who the other one was. Like, when they got introduced in the '80s to revamp X-Men, like, they're the ones that helped bring these characters back. And the fact we didn't get Colossus until the next movie is kind of
and
disappointing.
even then, Colossus is only in the next movie for a little bit though, too, isn't he?
He's in there for like 3 scenes, if that. And
not
then he has
even.
got a
He's in there
bigger
for
role.
one scene where he turns his metal skin on and while he's
Oh,
being
that's
shot
right.
at, and
He's in
that's
one
it.
scene there, and then he's like 2 or 3 scenes in Last
Yeah.
Stand.
Which that
Oh, that's
actor
right.
was like, hopefully I remember the story, but like that actor was a wrestler and stuff. It was weird, but
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But then
But
we
anyways,
get
given all that
Colossus
stuff,
later on in like Deadpool, where he's got a bigger role. Like, it just Wolverine being the big player, and like you said, gets the following makes sense. So the
yeah,
fact that they're
and I
pulling
understood them
him
putting
to
him
be
in the
the
movie for that.
lead, yeah.
I was a little disappointed that the Brotherhood didn't have, Blob and Pyro in it, obviously, because that would have been kind of cool. But
I am bummed because like when I think classic X-Men, I think Blob. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that you could have I would like Toad, Blob. I think you could have taken Sabretooth out since he doesn't play an intricate role in this movie like he does
he's
later
just
on,
muscle.
right?
Yeah, he's
Right.
just muscle in this movie,
You
and they
could have
could have
had the
replaced him
Blob
with
do the
Blob.
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
And then it would have felt like the original like I don't know,
Brotherhood.
version.
Bad
Like
guys.
yeah, the original like Brotherhood in
Yeah.
that way.
But anyways,
All right.
having said all of that, and shitty CGI aside, well, half shitty CGI, half, I'm giving it a 5, and even 5 across the board.
Okay.
What a rookie.
So myself, this movie is enjoyable. It holds up in my eyes. I mean, yes, we've already talked about the problems. We've talked about all the good stuff. Don't want to reiterate anything we've already said, because you both have said, like, made the points that I agree with. Like, CGI was good for majority of it, but there was a ton that wasn't. The story, there is no story. Even if there's a very like loose story. The cast was amazing. The suits were not great, but they were there. Like, it's a good movie. Really enjoyable movie. So I am giving this one a 7.5, which gives us a combined score of 7.13, and that drops it in at number 16 on our list. It is right behind Batman, Mystery of the Batwoman, and just above Tales from the Crypt from 1972. So yeah, no, it's not a terrible place.
Wait, do you have? Okay, remind me to ask you after we're done.
Okay. But yes, like this, it's a good movie. It holds up, especially like I said at the very beginning, this is the start of what essentially is the comic book movie golden age. You know, from this point on, we're going to be getting a lot of big name actors with big name
Dude,
characters, and
that makes so much sense right
go.
there. The golden age of comic book movies. Bad storylines, terribly planned out, but it gave them to us.
Exactly. Like, because I mean, you could also argue, Spider-Man, while the Tobey Maguire movies were good for their time, we've gotten two other sets that were definitely better. Hulk,
Yeah.
the Eric Bana Hulk, was
Ugh.
okay.
I didn't even like that when it first came out. So
Oh,
like,
really? See, I did, and I've definitely turned a little bit
I
on that
didn't
one.
I didn't understand like his size kept changing and stuff, and it was weird, and he looked very globby. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
We'll get to that. But then, like, even on DC side, we had. Well, I mean, this is after Batman and Superman stuff, so now we're kind of in that lull. But we're about ready to get to. We're closing in on Batman Begins, which is a resurgence of Batman in the movies. So we got a little bit.
I'm actually really excited to kind of like go back and like, are we in like for DC Marvel? Are we in the same like era of time?
We are close. Our next movie for DC is a 2002 movie. So from 1997 to 2002, there was nothing. And
That's wild.
even at that, the 2002 and 2003 are DC extended. Like they were under like Vertigo and like other properties of DC. The next proper DC movie is Catwoman from 2004.
Oh.
So that's a good 7-year gap.
Movie.
Well, it's not a great movie, but you want to do proper. It's Constantine.
Oh, I forgot that was a DC.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
That's with Keanu Reeves, right?
Yes.
I've heard good things. I remember a lot of people not liking it when it came out. But I think that was because it's right around when there was like other comic book movies coming out too. But
I mean,
a lot of people
2005, and by that
back
point,
at it.
By that point, we've had looks like 3 Blade movies, 3 X-Men, 4 X-Men, 3 X-Men.
I know a lot of people look back at it fondly.
Yeah, so it's I don't know. We'll get there. We got a lot in that time frame.
Okay.
Actually, Marvel actually has a good chunk in 02, 03, and 04.
All right. I'm here for it.
Marvel had some good stuff back then.
Go figure.
So, yeah. We did it, guys.
Hell yeah. Okay, now my question. Do you have Bordello of Blood on this list? Since we're talking about Legends of the Crypt?
I believe I do.
Yes,
yep,
you do. You
I do.
Pervert. Okay. I don't know, man.
I had to figure out the year. I didn't know what year it came out. So I also have Demon Knight.
You have what?
Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight, which came up before Bordello of Blood.
I've never. The only Tales of the Crypt thing I know.
Billy Blaine in it, isn't it?
I don't know.
Or whatever the fuck his name is. The dude that plays the Phantom.
Most of these others I haven't seen.
Billy Zane.
I didn't know they were.
Oh, what's that kid's name? He's not a kid anymore. He was in Lost Boys. I can't think of his name now.
Bill from Bill and Ted's?
No.
Like the Corys, like Corey Feldman and
Corey Feldman's in the movie. Right? Feldman's the one that's still alive?
Both alive.
Yeah, Corey Feldman's in it.
No,
Corey Feldman's still alive. He's making really weird, bad EDM music.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe it's Corey Taylor. I don't remember. One of the Corys.
Thank you all for listening. This is the outro stuff. Chuck, you want to?
Yeah, why don't you head over to patreon.com/professionalcasual. Those $1 helps support this show and the network and brings you this show. Or go ahead, become a booker. Hit that 301 tier. Get extra little money in our pocket, which goes to you. Gives Joey a reason to finally quit his job. So he can go and actually read all 200 trivia quotes for movies. Okay, because otherwise we're not getting them. So
Look,
can we get a
anything over
reasonable?
100, I question, and then if it's 200, I definitely don't.
Yeah, exactly. But we need it. We have to have it for the show. So go ahead, go to patreon.com.
I mean, come on, dude. I got 3 things out of there.
I got a couple too in like the first 10, and then I stopped.
I want them all. Patreon.com/professional
Yeah.
casual, or head over to twitch.tv/professional casual network. Give us a little sub ski over there. Get access to that Discord. Again, the hot Discord, where they're always talking about D&D stuff, always talking about RPG stuff. Maybe you're a miniature painter. We got miniature painting stuff, comic book stuff, everything you want and more. It's a great community of great group of people. And of course, you know what? Let me ask you something. Come here. No, come here. You listening? You listen to the phone? Have you checked out the archive lately? Go check out the chitty chats that just dropped at time of recording on a Friday, where he
Saturday.
talks to Mike Shea.
Yeah, no, that was fun.
Yeah,
talk to him about.
It was a really good interview,
Hawkeye.
and it made me really interested in the comic book that he.
Dude, the comic's amazing, and I've been following it. Like I said, Miss Hawkeye.
Oh yeah, those ones are great.
Yeah, I got
it sounds rad as hell, and it gave me like a Superman title in the process to actually give a shit about. So,
which one was that?
I don't remember which one you guys said. I have to go back and re-listen.
Early Superman. That's yes.
Yeah, I don't remember. You guys, you had said it wasn't Neil Gaiman, but somebody
Dan Jurgens.
Yeah, that guy's run apparently was really good.
Which is literally from like 85 to about 95. Like he was on 85 was Byrne. Jurgens was like early 90s to like mid 90s. He's the one that did Death of Superman and had molded most of that. So
there you go. Head over there.
Yeah.
And that's all I got for my plugs.
Where can they find
you? You gotta plug yourself.
Oh, listen, I take care of that. Don't worry. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Kicked Out of the Hood. No Ian Kicked. You can find my hobby. I haven't done anything on my hobby in a while, but I might be gearing up here to do some videos soon. You can check out my magic. I'm getting back into. I've been kit bashing miniatures like crazy lately because I got bored with magic for a little bit, and I can play by myself and kit bash stuff. So I'm has some really cool miniatures coming out. You can check that out. I Kicked Out of the Hobby. No Ian Kicked, and I have recipe reviews coming up very soon because I'm in the process of trying to get that as a course offered in my job. So check me out at Kicked Out of the Kitchen. No Ian Kicked on TikTok.
Very nice. Ronald?
Good at this game on Instagram, TikTok, probably some other places. Twitter, you got to add an R to the end. Obviously here. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very nice. You guys can find me on Twitter you can find the show on Twitter at Comic Rundown. No, Comic Rundown. Fuck, I do way too many shows. This show, Comic Rundown on Twitter, on Instagram, Comic Book Rundown, and you can email us comicbookrundown@gmail.com. Rate and review us on your podcasting app of choice or through our socials, and we will put it on an upcoming episode. Our song was done by Cam, formerly of the Wreck My Podcast and formerly one half of the Sex Turtles. And we got merch over on Redbubble and TeePublic. And that is everything. Our next movie will be Road to Perdition from 2002. Like I said, was under a DC imprint, which is why it's under the DC films.
It was a Vertigo.
I don't think that was Vertigo, but I
we looked it up last episode. It was Vertigo.
See, I have it written up as says Paradox Press.
Maybe it was re-released under Vertigo? Because the thing I found it said it was.
Okay. If it was Vertigo, yes. And Vertigo has always been part of DC. So this is the movie I've never seen. I've always wanted to watch it, but never got around to it. So I'm actually looking forward to it
once, but I don't think I saw the whole thing.
Okay.
It looks boring.
It's really fucking long, I think.
It's not superhero-y. That's the thing. It's not like comic book action. It's
right. It's like a murder mystery or something like that, right?
it's like a mob murder mystery or whatever. But no, we'll get into it, and that'll be the next time on Rundown. I think I gotta get a hold of Pony because I believe he said he wanted to be on that one. So
And see, that's the thing. It looks super dry. It looks like it's going to be a long, like very legality heavy with what's the things that come out of your mouth? Words. But I can't think of the word I'm looking for here. But if Pony backs it, then I'm kind of like on board because like I take everything Pony recommends like as gospel. So I don't want this to ruin my friendship with him, and it will. Like I will hold this against him forever if I don't like this movie.
It's
much like I've done with you, Janero.
Well,
it's currently
if you don't
on
like
Netflix.
This movie.
What?
I was say if you don't like this movie, you could always rant about it, and then we could put that on the Patreon.
But if he just doesn't like, he can rant about it on the.
No.
Oh, no.
I mean,
we're
about
talking
Pony misleading him.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that this is currently on Netflix. It's actually on YouTube, Pluto TV, Netflix, and Paramount Plus. And it's only on Netflix until the end of the month. So,
well, I guess I better watch it then, so I don't have to pay $4 again. Like you make me do
everything else. Recording in like 2 weeks, so hopefully. And
I'm gonna go watch it right now, and then I'll forget it by the time we record again.
Probably $4. Just have Tim give it to you out of Joey's profits from all of the people following us on Patreon.
Yeah, because I haven't gotten squat yet. So there you go. You can take that money.
And in your defense, neither has Tim. So shout out to our patron.
Fair. But no, that's it. So thank you guys for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.